Unfortunately, we've become all too used to this AI slop. Nonsense jargon, a whole lot of fluff. So common that even John Oliver has devoted a whole episode to AI slop. In this video, I want to show you 3 quick prompts and processes so you can strip out any AI type jargon or fluff so you have no slop in your content and it reads exactly as you want, like a human. Earlier this year, I did a post on AI slop, how to identify and remove it. And one important thing that I wanted to note here from this article is that Google inherently does not have a problem with AI content. So it's not like you will be at a disadvantage if you create content with AI in terms of ranking or getting it cited by large language models. And you can go to Google's post and it says, as long as there is actual value. So Google's automated systems are designed to use many different factors to rank great content. And after identifying relevant content, the systems aim to prioritize those that seem most helpful. So to do this, you identify a mix of factors that can determine which content demonstrates experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. So that's critical. How are you infusing your own personality, your insights, your unique perspectives into the content? And from a user perspective, a human reader, how can you remove any fluff so that it is distilled down into the most important points? Now to start, I know that there are a lot of examples of AI slop. I didn't want to pull one from the internet, so I just created, this is pretty much how you start with AI slop, just a very broad, generic, no context, no details prompt. Write a 1,000-word blog post on Facebook ads. So this is the 4.0 model, ChatGPT 4.0, and it's actually a decent article, but this would not rank in Google or not really be pulled in with the LLMs because there really is no new inherent data or proprietary data. There is no information gain here in terms of new stats, perspectives, strategies, anything here. It's pretty much just a high-level definition of Facebook ads. So how can we improve this? Well, first, I actually just do want to show an example of what I'm talking about in terms of what I think is AI slop. If I see this sentence in anything online, I know for a fact that this came straight from AI. And not that there's anything wrong with content from AI, but you do not want to have your content just sounding exactly like what somebody else's would be. So it's this structure of you're not this. So you're not selecting your audience, you're actually that. You're sending Meta the right signals. And then of course here is the structural M dash. That's a huge one for AI. So if you do see an M dash, there's a good chance that was straight out of AI. But the first step in order to strip out this AI slop would be changing the tone. So sometimes you'll get a text output from AI that's in a passive voice. And if you change it, you can just simply prompt AI to write in an active voice. And this is a prompt that you can use. So you're giving it the role, you're a senior editor, rewrite the user text, the text that you add from passive, so is managed or was written by, into active. So this immediately makes it a stronger, more concise and compelling piece of content where you can just take your whole post and you can drop in this prompt and then paste in the content there. You can either have it rewrite it, but I actually prefer to have AI highlight where the changes are and then make those changes. I can copy and paste in my Google Doc or my content management system, my CMS, make those changes immediately. The second prompt that you can use is just to simply distill down your content. So sometimes there will be filler words that the AI has in its output, and you can actually prompt the AI with a specific prompt to take out any fluff or filler. So in this case, again, you're giving it the role of a copy editor and shorten the text. So it could be 15%, could be 20%. For social, maybe it's 50%. But you really want to keep the essence of your message and remove any potential words or adverbs. Say, for example, very, actually, really. Those do not add any value and can be removed. Maybe there are repetitive statements or anything that can be redundant. Remove those. So you can use this prompt and either rewrite the whole text or just have the AI highlight where that is, and then you can rewrite it yourself. But immediately this will trim down any filler word. The third step to improve your content in terms of removing any AI slop or any AI sound is to vary the sentence rhythm. So I want to show you exactly why, and this is going back to my AirOps post, is that the way that the AI will write your content is actually by definition a feature because it is predictive. It's based on a sequence of letters, or a sequence of words, where it will choose the next word by predicting the most probable word to follow based on all of the data, the training data that it has been given. So that's why you will find language that kind of moves towards the mean, that it will all be sounding the same, and that is the actual goal. That is the definition of a large language model. Ideally, you are having an output that has a varying sentence structure so that it sounds more engaging and it actually reads better as a human. Now, a quick aside, this is a little bit more copywriting, but this is a nice visual, of how you can see how the sound of a sentence can change and why that's important. So you can see here, write music, not words. The sentence has 5 words. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous. Listen to what is happening. The writing is getting boring. The sound of it drones. It sounds like a stuck record. The ear demands some variety. Now, if you actually prompt the AI, or you're actually writing this to sound different, to have a different cadence and length to the sentences, it's a far different read. For example, now listen. I vary the sentence length and I create music. Music, the writing sings, and on. But the point here is that you can actually engineer this type of difference in tone with a prompt. And so here's that prompt where you're basically saying you are focused on editing or optimizing the flow. So use different length sentences. So less than 10 words, 11 to 20 or more. And if there is a run-on sentence, something that is more than 25 words, split it up. So here you would drop this prompt into your thread. So again, you would upload your AI output and then you're running it through to improve this. Now, you might have a custom GPT for your content writer, or you might be doing it in your prompt or an automation like N8N or Make. But in your system prompt, you can have certain words that you will not be using, or that you're telling the AI not to use. And here are some examples, and you've definitely seen these. And to me, these are a bellwether of something that is AI slop. So you've seen, whether it's fluff. So these words don't really mean a whole lot. End-to-end, scalable, comprehensive. They're repeated so often, even just out of things that people say, especially in the tech world, that they've lost their meaning. Or there's jargon stuff. And you've probably seen this on a landing page of a variety of AI tools, cutting edge, next gen, disruptive. These are things that you would want to remove because they too have lost their meaning. Filler words, like unprecedented, unparalleled, truly unique. That's actually a repetitive statement. Verbose words, harness, empower, unlock. Crutches, we've certainly seen this in a world where we're at the end of the day, again, just this filler word that you'd want to remove. Maybe you're already getting this cut when you're asking the AI to trim down the volume of content, but this, you don't want to even have it in the first place. So take this list of words and add it to your system prompt, or add it to your user prompt when you're creating the content, and then you won't have these. So you can take a screenshot of this and then just remove it from, or add it to your prompt, or just remove it from any content that you might see in the human or the AI edit. And lastly, there are formatting tells, ways that the AI has come to write with these M dashes, for example, or the structure that I mentioned before. It's not how you're working with Meta, but it is this. These are all structures that are very common in AI output that I found, and you want to remove those. So either add this up front in your system prompt, as well as these words that you will not be using, or afterwards, after you get your output, then you're running it through these prompts, and you can use a prompt like this where you are listing it out. I first identify all of these things, then tell me where it is, like this. This would be in this formatting. You can do that, or just say, tell me where you're finding this and how to remove it or fix it. And that will be certainly helpful in order to remove any AI jargon or any AI slop. In our Facebook blog post example, I did add that. So highlight any of these, where do they exist, and then remove them. So this is, Facebook ads remains one of the most powerful paid acquisition channels in digital marketing, M dash, if you know how to use them well. Download now, no email required. So these are all AI giveaways. Want to remove them, so the AI has identified them, and then it will tell you how to fix it. Also, it's giving an overview of what these giveaways are and if there was one or not, and so you can find where it is and then make those changes immediately. So AI is certainly helpful in creating the content, but it's also a very valuable tool in terms of copy editing and making sure that your content at least adheres to the standards that you want up front. I still don't believe that any content should ideally go out without a human in the loop if you really want to value the quality both for a human reader as well as LLM visibility. So it's always valuable to read through, especially read through aloud. Maybe you're also using a tool like a Hemingway to see the reading level and to see where sentences can be improved. Hemingway might be a helpful tool in that sense, Hemingway or Grammarly. If you're looking to write better content with AI, make sure to click the link below where I walk through the step-by-step process and my prompts in order to get great AI content. And if you want help, a done-for-you service to take care of all your content creation strategy and research, make sure to click the link below and we can jump on a call and I can show you how to do so, whether you do it yourself or I can help you with that. Until next time, thanks so much.